Yep.
About 6 hours early, but we'll go ahead and start.
Yep.
Call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Genslinger,
Here.
Havlet,
Here.
Jurza,
Here.
Osterloo,
Here.
Schmitz,
Here.
Schurz,
Here.
Sonny,
Here.
Wilshire. We have a quorum.
The agenda in front of you, is there any conflicts of interest that need to be declared?
I'll abstain from 8.
This is Jersey. I'll abstain from 8.
Good. I need a motion to approve the agenda in front of us.
So move.
Second.
Moving second that we approve agenda. Any discussion?
Yeah, probably just need to adjust the time that they called to
Yeah.
order, and then also on item 8, I believe the word borderies is supposed to be boundaries.
Oh,
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. Is that with the assumption that we're making these changes, guys?
That is.
I will.
All right. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion
Oh,
carried.
what?
We're good.
Oh,
With
you-
him being on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, so good.
Legislature switched a year or so ago that if there's someone on telephonically, you can still do roll call unless there is someone that votes against, then you have to go to roll call vote.
You roll call that.
Yep.
Meeting minutes from the previous meeting, are in the packet. Any corrections, additions? Any? I'll take a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve the minutes. Any discussions? Anybody in the audience? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next meeting will be 3 weeks from now, August 12th.
Motion to approve.
Second. Second that we approve the next meeting, August 12th, 2024. Any discussion, audience? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried. First agenda item is a variance permit. Nathan Weber has applied for a variance permit for a rear yard setback of 11 feet versus 25 feet and an accessory building of 4224 square feet versus 2,000 square feet. The legal description is in your packet. Mark.
Notices were sent out to neighbor, published in the paper, signs posted. There was no comments for or against from anybody. The applicant would like to build a shed out here in this location, which will have living quarters in it. So this is R4 in this area. Looking at our zoning map, it is in this location right here where my mouse is at. So that's all R4. It's outside city limits. Looking at our comprehensive plan, it's this red spot right here, which says is neighborhood, community, or commercial services, also mixed uses right around it. So an update to the zoning map would probably be a good thing to look at for maybe switching this from, because around it is also light residential, and we have it as R4, which is high density residential. So from the comprehensive plan, you can change your zoning map. So looking at that would probably be a good thing to do in the future as well.
If we switch that, would we need a variance?
If it went to urban development, you would not need a variance for something like this, except for probably the rear yard setback. The reason why there is the setback with this is the original plat of this lot went to this line, imaginary line that isn't here anymore because they combined the two parcels. They sold the front portion of it to Nathan. So that actually makes this shed right here non-conforming because it doesn't have the setback for the front yard setback. And what they've done is created the same distance in between these two sheds as what was in between these two sheds to try and keep it more consistent out in this area. There is a ingress egress easement that is along this whole south area for here. It's actually not where the road is, it's further to the south, but that's where the poles were for power and the fence line, so that's kind of how they did that. So really, it seems like the south would be your front setback, but it's not. It's actually to the west on 407. It is a 100-foot wide right-of-way instead of the standard 33 right-of-way, and that's because it's an Oil County major road. So the request was for the 11 in the back to give him some more space up front for turning into the shed, and then obviously the oversized for accessory building is because, as you know, we only allow 2,000 square feet for accessory buildings for attached and detached, and he's over that with that, but he has living quarters here because he'll have a bedroom that he can have in this, and he's got the definition that meets that for dwelling unit. So answer any other questions you have for me. Nathan's here if you have any questions for him.
Seems like you'd like to say something, come on up.
Yeah, so my name is Nathan Weber, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. When I purchased this land from the individuals that have the other sheds on the property, we had talked about the distance between the buildings prior to that, just to try to keep things uniform and look aesthetically pleasing. In addition to having enough, the reason for kind of pushing it back and needing a variance on the setback, Mark talked about the fact that we want enough room to be able to back in trailers and things like that. The difference when you're backing in a trailer between 45 feet and 60 feet is a big difference. Other things, I think it helps having that building further away from the road for the sightlines of the Locknitz, who have a house they just built to the north of this. I have spoken with the Locknitz and answered all the questions they have, and they've not expressed any concerns to me about this situation. And obviously, the folks that own the other two buildings on just to the east of this proposed building, I spoke with them before I actually purchased the land from them, and they're obviously, the reason they sold me the land is because they knew I was going to build a shed there. So they have not expressed any concerns about this building either. So.
Thank you. Any questions from us? Is there anybody else in the audience that would like to speak to this? If you have no questions, no audience members are ready for a motion.
Motion to approve.
This is Jersey. I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion, do you have a second over there? Change it to a second?
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second to approve the variance permit. Any further discussion?
Yeah, that, for these, it's considered, well, just like a shelves. Are we gonna, in the future, do things for shelves at all for,
Our definition of a house is it's a dwelling unit.
it is a dwelling, so that's what we gotta always go by, a dwelling unit.
Yep.
Wait, part of the deal is you shouldn't even call, you can call it whatever
Okay.
jargon you want. You can call them whatever you want, a shelves, barndominium, show them. If they got a dwelling in the garage, it's a garage and house together. They're gonna be treated as such and taxed as such. Now, if it's over 50 feet wide on a pole frame structure, we're gonna require engineer stamp on that to, accommodate for lateral bracing, wind, snow load, ground snow load, basically uneven drift load is what that's for. So we treat it just like a home at that time.
Okay.
Answer your question?
For future, so.
All right. Motion and a
Like
second.
Mark said, it meets the definition of dwelling, you got it right on the nose, so. okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed,
Aye.
nay. Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is a hearing and action on establishing the boundaries and approval of the project plan for tax increment financing, District 37.
I'll get this started. It was noticed in the paper for this date for this. You probably looks familiar. This plat was just approved. They will be purchasing this from Iverson's for what is Lot 4. Prior to, with the notice of hearing, we included some extra legal descriptions because at the time we weren't sure how they were going to be connecting to sewer, water, and things like that. So we've got out all the way to the street. Since we did the notice, they do not need all of those boundaries, so it will just be Lot 4 of Iverson's second. So we noticed more than what they actually need for the boundary, just to be safe. So this would be TIF 37. They're requesting about $519,000 for this. It is a grant pass-through. Again, it's a 20-year TIF that they would have to pay back. They can only use the funds within the first 5 years for this. Interstate Glass is who would be moving over to this location with potential to hire at least 3 new employees for this, if not more, because a new, bigger building will be able to expand their range of business to the surrounding area. They have where they are going to be spending their funds broken out down here in their estimated project costs requested. You can see that TIF eligible cost is $769. They're only requesting the $519, so there could be more increment that they could get. But if math comes out to $519 over those 20 years to recoup that cost. They waive the discretionary formula for this. They'd be proposing an 80 by 158 building in this location. Answer any other questions you have. Justin, do you have anything that you'd like to add to this?
I think you covered most of it, Mark. It's fairly standard when compared to our other TIFs. It's classified, or it's structured as a grant pass-through type TIF so that the debt does not count against the city's constitutional debt capacity. Term is 20 years. It would expire early if that 519 is paid early. Developer would also be waiving the discretionary formula, like Mark said. They're also responsible for certifying their cost to the city. I guess other than that, the TIF review team did go over it, provided comments to the applicant, worked through those. Those should all be incorporated into the current project plan. And then the only other thing, as Mark said, is the notice initially included more land. So when you're setting the boundaries today, it would be based off of the description, the legal description that's included in the project plan, not in the notice, so.
Jason, Don, Skylar, anything to add?
I just have one thing to add, is that we've already sent a copy of the project plan to the Department of Revenue, and they've responded and given a preliminary approval as an economic development TIF. So, any questions that either the carpenters can answer or I can answer? John knows I typically like to go on for about an hour, so. Are we done yet?
All right, well, first item of business would be to approve the boundary as the legal description right now.
So move.
Second.
Second that we approve it. Any further discussion? Put it in the audience. All in favor, say aye.
I go roll call with this,
With
please,
this.
since we have a couple abstaining.
That's a good call. Let's do roll call.
Havlet,
Aye.
Jerza,
Abstain.
Osterloo,
Aye.
Schmidt.
Aye.
Schurz,
Aye.
Sonny,
Abstain.
Genslinger.
Aye.
Motion carried for the boundary
All right, so the next item would be to approve the plan as presented.
and recommend the approval of TIF District 37 to council.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Put it in the audience. We'll roll call this one as well.
Osterloo,
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Schurz. Sonny,
Abstain.
Havlet,
Yes.
Jerza,
Abstain.
Genslinger.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, is there any other business to come before this board? Hearing none. If you need to address the board on an item that was not on the agenda, excluding personnel items, please come forward to the podium, state your name, your concern. Presentations are limited to 3 minutes. Items will be considered, but no action will be taken at this time. We're all walking the other way, so I think we are adjourned.